So hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today what we are going to do is we are going to create a spot thing here. And so what we are going to do is we are going to push these boxes into these spots. So let's get started and let's create this mechanic. So first of all we need a spot, so let me create a spot here. So for that let's go and let's create a node 2D scene here, and in this node 2D scene we are going to name it as spots, and then we are going to add another node inside these spots which is an area 2D, and this should be a spot that we are going to put all the boxes in. And now we are going to need a sprite 2D to represent the spot and a collision shape to detect the bodies here. So what we are going to do, let me adjust and create a spot real quick. So let's create the spot here. So for the sprite 2D, I'm going to use this Godot icon here. And now let me just change the color here. So I'm going to make it yellow. And so now we got this spot here. And now what we are going to do is we are going to take a collision shape here, and we are going to make it a little bit of smaller than the full spot. And now what we are going to do is we are going to just put this spot anywhere you want. So right now I'm putting it here. After that, what you need to do is we need to click on the spot and click on this attach node script icon, and let's attach this script to the spot here. So I'm going to use spot.gd, and now what we need to do is we need to do few things. First we will create a variable called as variable occupied, and it should be a boolean variable, so let's make it true. And the second thing we need is we need to add some signals here. So let's create on the spot here, and we are going to add the signal here as on body enter, and make sure this signal is added to the spot script. And now we are going to same as body exit signal onto the spot script. Now what we are going to do is we are going to check if the body entered is a box or not. So you need to click on the box here, you need to go on the groups here and make sure this should be enabled here. So now what you need to do is you need to write if body dot is in group, and we are going to pass here it as box, then set the occupied equals to true, and by default the occupied should be false. So when a box entered on the spot, the occupied should be true. Now if the body gets exited, then we are going to make the occupied variable as false. So this is the whole script that we need for this spot here. Now what you need to do is you need to go into your scene here, and this scene name is level 0, so make sure you also need to do that. Now what you need to do here is first get the scene here and attach a node script to it. So I'm going to attach the node script to it to level 0, and make sure this should be a correct script here. And now what we are going to do is first we will check each spots are fulfilled or not. So function check spots here, and in this function we are going to get the number of spots that needs to be filled. So I'm creating a variable called as number of spots. And how to get the number of spots here, so I'm going to drag this here, which is basically this one. So make sure this should be here. And now what you need to do is you need to go here and use spots dot get child count. And now what we need to do is you need to get and check if each of these spots are filled or not, or occupied or not. So how we can do that? So for each spot in in spots dot get children, and we are going to do is if each spot dot occupied is equals to true, if each spot is occupied is equals to true, then what we are going to do is we are going to set the number of spot negative equals to 1. So for example, if we have 10 spots here, then what we are going to do, we are going to check each spot, and if that spot is occupied, then the number of spots left to push the boxes in will go towards the 0. So if all the boxes are filled, that means if number of spots left is equals to 0, and what we are going to do, we are going to change the scene. So we are going to make it as go next level. So now what we are going to do is we need to create a new level here, new function here, go next level. And in this function, what we are going to do is we are going to move towards the next level. And by default, right now I'm making it pass. We will do that later. So let's test our game here. And make sure you also need to add another function here, which is function process. And let's mark this delta as unused variable. And now we are need to pass the check spot function in the process function. Now let's run the game and see if it works or not. So right now we got the spot here, and let me push this spot. And there's one more thing that you can see here. The spot is over on the box here, so we need to fix that as well. So let's put the spots here and make sure all the boxes are down to the node tree. So now after everything is done, now what we need to do is we need to create go next level function. So let me create a new level here. So in order to create a new level, we just need to go here level 0.scene, and we are going to create a duplicate scene, and I'm going to change this level 0 to level 1. Make sure you don't change anything. This is very important for the next code that I am going to give you. So level 1.c. So we need to go to the level 1, and let's change few things here. So I'm going to increase the number of boxes right now. So for level 2, I am making 2 boxes here, and I am also going to change the number of spots here. So right now we got 2 spots here. You can also add multiple things like multiple walls and different type of puzzles here. So we got 2 spots and 2 boxes. So now and make sure you change the level 0 to level 1 as the scene name, because this thing is very important here. Now we need to go to the script, and in the go next level function, what we are going to do, we are going to get the current scene name. So current scene name here. So we are going to do get tree dot current scene dot name. So what this will give us the current scene name of the scene that is running. So right now, if the scene is running level 1, then it will give me level 1 as the scene name. And next scene, so we are going to get the next scene name here, or maybe next scene. So the next scene is going to be get by integer. So we are going to get the current scene name dot substring, and we are going to get the 5. So what this function is doing, so basically it is taking this name, and what it is doing, it is basically removing this level 1 and giving the number that is after this level 1. So after doing this, we are going to increment the scene. So we are going to do is next scene equals to 1, or you can also make this or is as level number, and we are going to make it as level number. So we are going to increment the level number here, and now what we are going to do is we are going to create a path, and the path will be, so for example, the current path will be look like this. We don't need preload here. And so what we are going to do is we are going to concatenate two strings. So we are going to add something like this. And now what we are going to do here is string and level number. So this will give us the path for the next level. So we can also make it as next scene path. And the next thing we are going to do is we are going to check if the next scene exists or not. So make sure we also need to do that. So if file access dot file exists, and we are going to give it the next scene path, and if this path exists, then what we are going to do is we are going to change the scene. So get tree dot change scene to file, and then what we are going to do is we are going to give next scene path. And if the path doesn't exist, then you can just give me a print here level doesn't exist, or maybe you can also do that as print game completed. So that's it guys, this will work as right. So let's test the scene and see if this work or not. So we are in the level 1. So we are in the level 0 right now, which is the first level that I have created. And if I make it to the spot, you can see we are right now in level 2, level 1. So the first level was level 0 and this is level 1. And now we are going to push this here, and let me just push this here, and you can see it is printing that game is completed and the next level is not exit. You can see here because level 2 is not currently in main. So let me just solve this issue here, which is maybe bring these spots to the back of the box here. And now let me create another new level for you guys. So let's create another new scene, not like this. I need to create a duplicate level here, and we will name this level as level 2. And in this level I am just going to make 3 spots, and we are going to just do it something like this, and we are going to add one more box here. So yeah, that's it guys. And now let's create another level here, and let's make it as game completed scene. So what we are going to do, we are going to add another label here. I'm going to write here as game completed, and now let's save the scene as here. Let's just put this here, and now we need to go back to our script. So instead of writing these, I'm going to change the scene to get rid of change scene to file, and we are going to give it the game completed scene here. So after that, now let's run the scene, let's run the game and see if everything works or not. So this is level 0, which is the first level. This is level 1. We have completed these 2 levels. I'm just putting this in. Now this is level 3, and you can see here. And okay, so there is our issue here. So let me just check the issue here. Okay, yeah, so the problem was this name should be level 2. So make sure the name of the level should match this. Okay, if it doesn't match, then it will give or throw the error. So we are going to just make it run here. So now if I run the game here, you can see this is the level 1, and now we are going to complete the level 1 here. So now we are in the level 2, and let me just put this here, and now we got the game completed. And let me just fix this. So make sure all these spots should be behind the boxes. So that's why it was giving that kind of error. So now you can see I can just um, fix these spots. And also you can see guys, there is some issue with the player as well. You can see the player is in the spots here. So how we can solve that? Make sure the player should be here, right in the end of the node tree, or you can also do something like here and go and make it something like 50 here. So the player will always at the end of the order. So that's how you guys can complete this game. And I hope you like this series so much. This is the grid based game series with Godot. So if you like these tutorials, please do like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.